Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Inside Politics here on KTN News, where we dissect the biggest and most important political and policy issues in the Republic. Today, we're focusing on the state of the Republic after Kenya marked 57th Jamhuri Day yesterday. We were focusing on the president's speech, what he did or did not say. We want to hear your views now, of course, plus the issue of the impeachment motion. The impeachment of Sonko, the trial actually of Sonko, the investigation and trial by the Senate plenary after the Sonko was impeached by the Nairobi County Assembly. We expect a showdown at the floor of the Senate this coming week, beginning Wednesday. Let's start in the county of Garissa and talk to Raji Abdi. Raji, how are you, sir?
I'm very fine.
Yes, talk to us. 60 seconds. Give us your thoughts today.
Let me start with the presidential speech that was delivered yesterday by the president.
Yes.
Generally, one of the Kenyans who believe and support the BBI because it has many benefits for the impact and the prosperity of this country. If you ask me why, I'm on the side of the devolution, because we have been told that that 5% resources, more resources will be sent to the counties, and that I think will be a big boost for the devolution.
Okay.
The president has missed talking about the issue of the strike. I don't know if his speech writers let him down, but I think it is issue that he will have talked about and tell Kenyans what he has, the plans he has to resolve the current situation as far as the medics strike is concerned. On the issue of Sonko, I think the impeachment of Sonko, I call it inflicted misfortune. Sonko is a good man, but he has failed to conduct himself with decency and decorum. He is one man who has mastered the art of populist politics. Sonko's removal is long overdue. This man must be removed and let him do the work of transforming Nairobi City. Thank you so much.
All right, Raji Abdi there calling us from the county of Garissa, saying that as long as the proposal BBI have 35% devolved to the counties, then he is good to go. Let's talk to Kevin OKETCH, engineer, calling us from the county of Migori. Engineer, thank you for calling us. What was your take-home from the president's speech yesterday?
Good afternoon, Ben. Good to see you back.
Thank you.
Well, Ben, I think the presidential speech was very awesome, and I think the key thing that I picked from his speech was the fact that schools were going to reopen on 4th, which is a good progress because we actually need future generations, more nurtured at the moment. And the greatest thing of all is that speeches are made based on relevance to certain issues at hand. And when he talked about the BBI, I think I was refreshed because the president has served the country for the past 8 years or so, and he has served the country under the current constitution, and he understands best why we need to change certain aspects of this constitution, and this is what he actually really finished with as a parting shot. I think it remains an impossible possibility to have a contested referendum, an uncontested referendum.
Yes.
Even if Dr. Ruto joins the yes camp, we still have the likes of Martha Karua who haven't really been supporting the current BBI, and therefore I think having an uncontested referendum refresh and brings us to the issue of having a fair competition, even as we proceed into this whole thing of constitutionalism.
Right.
Ben, I want to conclude with the issue of Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko, and I want to say, Ben, that as a software expert, I would tell you that it will take you a minimum of maybe the whole day or rather 2 days to actually hack a specific account, and therefore hacking over 88 accounts of MCAs and pretending that they were hacked in a manner to actually suggest that Sonko is to be removed is actually a true lie. And I want to tell you that looking at the current situation and the plenary of and other things, I can confidently tell you that Sonko is going home, and is not going home because because nobody wants him, but he's going home because of his character and his abuse of office, and actually his abuse of other political leaders like the president and other political functions, Ben.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Kevin OKETCH calling us from the county of Migori there with his views. Let's take you to the county of Mandera and talk to ABDINASSIR BILLOW. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Tell us, give us your views on the president's speech, and also, what is your view on Sonko? Is this goose cooked? Is he going home, according to you?
Good afternoon, Ben. This is Abdi.
Yes, good afternoon, Abdi.
You know, about the BBI, and there's a lot of issues we need to discuss on these issues of the BBI and, you know, the handshake issues. For instance, to begin with, Ben, the people of Mandera are very much grateful, first and for all, and will forever be indebted to His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for, you know, for not standing with the people of Mandera only, but also raised as the only hope for the entire northeastern region. For instance, Ben, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, and other few counties in this great nation we belong to has faced extrajudicial killings, and the people live life like they are not sure of tomorrow, under the Jubilee government. And Ben, back then, 2015, and I'm addressing on, I'm you know, pressing on the issues of the BBI. First of all, back then, 2015, Ben, His Excellency Honorable Raila Odinga committed himself and came all the way to visit Mandera and address this issue that stayed with us for quite some time there. And for this reason and many more, Ben, there is need to remind the people of Mandera that it is time to pay back the good, you know, turn. And there is also need to say this, Ben. Every Kenyan supports BBI, including the, you know, the deputy president and his allies.
Yeah.
People should not be taken and as though, you know, nobody supports it. We should not be, you know, creating an opposition party when we know the division, you know, the division it's created among Kenyans. We need to call for consensus, like the deputy president has said, and sort out these menace that stayed with us for quite some time.
Okay. Thank you, Abdi. Thank you, Abdi. Very, 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 very solid points you raised there. Thank you for calling in. ABDINASSIR BILLOW, calling us from the county of Mandera, giving us a view from the north. Let's talk to Francis MORANG'A in Kisii. Francis, good afternoon.
Morning.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm quite fine.
Yes.
And I'm happy to see you.
Happy to hear from you, sir. Thank you. Did you like the president's speech yesterday?
I heard about it, but I was not happy because he took much of his time selling PPI, which I don't agree because he has not given the people the booklets to read so that they understand what he's reading. 35% to counties, people are just saying so that they support the BPI. That one can be done without spending 14 billion, which means we are wasting for no reason. Thank you, Karoli. Thank you, Madam Roselyn, because you are standing for the law. But if the Church of late, you are turning to be a government lawyer who is just advocating PPI without telling us why we should go there. Look at the number. Look at the number of MPs who are going to take the seats in Parliament. Unless you change Nyayo National Stadium to be Parliament, how can that Parliament work?
Right.
Might be Church and this must Mokua. In fact, you are letting that KTN news down.
All right, all right. Thank you for those views. What do you think about Mike Sonko, sir?
Hello?
How do you think about Mike Sonko and the impeachment against him?
Against Sonko?
Yes.
Even if Sonko is a donkey, he should be given his right. Mugara muwe na haki yake mpe.
Asante, Francis.
You can't use that way that you are chasing Sonko, and the owners of Nairobi are with Sonko. We can't agree.
All right.
Look at Kisii County, for example. Contractors have never been paid right from 2013, but the governors are very proud in Nairobi, telling us that Kisii is very okay. Why are they not being chased from obviously in the same way Sonko is being chased? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Francis. Francis MORANG'A from Kisii. Let's have one final caller. Call from here in Nairobi. SAMSON MADUDU calling us from Embakasi. SAMSON, talk to us in 50 seconds only. Give us your thoughts.
Halo, habari yako?
Yes, tunakusikia.
Nitazungumzia kidogo kuhusu Maraka.
Naam.
Maraka naona ametoka na mnatuambia PPI iko sawa. Hii kuhusu PPI mimi naikosoa kidogo, manake naona PPI iko na shida. Shida ya kwanza, mnatuambia PPI imejumuisha kila mtu hapo. Na Maraka ndio huyu anatoka akilaumu serikali kwa kujaribu kumuingilia. Kwa hivyo hii PPI tuwezi kuona ni kama iko sawa, imekuja kutengeneza mambo, imekuja kuhutumu mambo mengine. Mfano mwingine ni kama Sonko. Sonko mnatuambia atoka aende nyumbani, hatukatai. Sonko ni ule amelalia upande mwingine, na Kenya hii ukilalia upande mwingine lazima utatoka. Mimi sioni tofauti ya Sonko na Anne Waiguru. Anne Waiguru alikuwa pale na akaenda akarudishwa. Manake yeye ako upande mwingine na Sonko ako upande ule, lazima ataenda. Nikiangalia upande wa Bichacha amezungumzia hapo kitu kuhusu BPI imekuza kila mahali. Sijui BPI inakumbuka 202 kuna watu walitolewa kwa mashamba yao. Sijui kama watu walirudishwa. Na BPI imezungumza kwa jambo hilo. Ningependa unisaidie kufuatilia uone kama BPI 202 inatambua kuna watu walirudishwa kwa mashamba yao na imeunganisha Wakenya wako pamoja.
Asante sana Madudu, Bwana Madudu, kwa masuala yako umeibua hapo. As well, we'll leave it on the call lines. Thank you for calling in and for giving us your thoughts. Let me go to the panelists for their final remarks. Let me begin with you, Bwana Wakili Kipchumba Karori. 1 minute only. Give us your closing remarks.
Then my closing remarks will be that over these weeks, something fundamental and instrumental happened in the judiciary. Kenani Maraga retired. And I think I take this opportunity to thank him for a selfless service, for standing for the law, for being there when nobody was there for Kenyans. When the people we line up for every 5 years betrayed us, Maraga has always has always been steadfast. And as he goes to retire, all I wish him as a young legal practitioner is that may he have a good life. May we get a person who will have courage and to carry on from where Honorable Justice Maraga left it. And as we go for Christmas, I wish the viewers of this program and those who have viewed, critiqued, engaged us in this platform and elsewhere on this topic of making Kenya a better nation, I wish them a good Christmas, a good festivity, and may 2021 be their year.
Thank you, Kipchumba. Roslyn.
Just to pick on that also, as we break for Christmas, we want to thank our viewers. And most important, I call on all of them to get the BBI report and read, because it's not about for the leadership, but it's for prosperity of this country. Also, as we go for the festive season, COVID is with us. Let us adhere to the COVID protocols, the Ministry of Health guidelines, sanitize, keep distance, wear your mask, because this is not about the government, but this is about you. I want to thank everybody who have been with us in 2020. It was not a fantastic year for us, but we hope that 2021 will be a blessing for us.
Thank you, Roslyn. Dismas Makua, your final thoughts.
You know, Ben, there's a philosopher called Plato who says one of the penalties of not joining or actively participating in politics is that your inferiors get to rule you. And that's where Kenya stands. If you're not very careful as we approach 2022, we will get another set of leaders who will have very serious leadership challenges, so that instead of them building the nation, we will focus either on impeaching them or kicking them out of office. So we must stay focused on the scorecard, look at people who are going to take Kenya to the next level and ensure that we vote with our selfish interest in mind. And then allow me to pass my message of condolences to the Honorable Joseph Nyaga's family. Joseph Nyaga is one of the few people who introduced me to the Kenyan politics. Adu made me understand the intricate ways on how our state is managed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dismas. Mark Bichachi.
Then the struggles that our country faces requires that we stop living in silos and begin to integrate our ideas so that we can pollinate a better future for this country. There is no monopoly of ideas, and there is no point at all in us spending a lot of time in assuming that the other side is always evil. I think as we take this Christmas break as a country, we need to familiarize ourselves with the aspects of the BBI that are not read, the aspects about Utu, the aspect about how we treat each other and how we as a society engineer ourselves to a better society. It is critical. Indeed, it is the most important thing we can do, that as we take this holiday, instead of looking at government, looking at Sonko and looking at each other, we put a mirror in front of ourselves and ask, who am I and is who I am good enough for this country, or do I need to change? That is the question I would like to leave our viewers with.
Thank you, Mark Bichachi. This was Mark Bichachi, communication strategist, political risk analyst. This was Wukua, senior reporter at The Standard, Roslyn Obala, my colleague, and lawyer and political strategist Kipchumba Karori. Always a pleasure having you in studio with me. Thank you for joining us today. And indeed, this entire year has been a very difficult year, very strange year for that matter. Thank you for always coming in studio to share your thoughts. And of course, the other panelists, Cherotich Sei, Hezbon Owila, Gloria Robo, and all the others who have joined us here on the program to help Kenyans put context into the very biggest and most important political and policy issues in this country. That's all for me for this year. We will take a short 2-week or so break. We'll be back in the new year, bigger and better, trying to make this country a greater country. I'm Ben Kitili. Thank you for watching.